Have you ever looked at ancient designs and just wondered, how did they create such perfect shapes? Long before computers or even fancy protractors existed. Well, it wasn't magic, it was the pure, elegant logic of geometry. And we're about to see just how that logic lets us create perfection with some of the simplest tools you can imagine. So let's start with a challenge. Think about it for a second. A perfect right angle. It's the cornerstone of, well, almost everything. Buildings, squares, countless designs. How would you possibly make one if all your modern measuring tools were gone and you were just left with the absolute basics? Turns out the answer lies in these two super simple tools: a straight edge for drawing lines and a compass for drawing arcs. That's it. With just those two, you can unlock an entire world of geometric precision. So in this explainer, we're going to build that world from the ground up, step by step. All right, first things first. Every great builder needs a good toolkit, right? So we're going to start by mastering the fundamental constructions. These are going to be the foundation for everything that comes next. Before we can build anything complex, we've got to learn how to copy. So our very first tool is the ability to take any angle, literally any angle, and create an exact clone of it somewhere else. It might sound simple, but without this basic skill, building complex shapes would be pretty much impossible. So what's actually happening here? See, the compass isn't just for drawing circles. It's a tool for transferring distance. That first arc we draw sets a standard distance from the corner. The second arc moves that standard over to our new line. And here's the clever part. The final step measures the openness, or the width, of the original angle and copies that over. And just like that, you have a perfect copy. Okay, so now we can copy angles. That's tool number one in the bag. But what about actually manipulating them? Well, the next tool in our kit lets us do just that, with some pretty incredible precision. Now, what's so cool about this tool is its ability to find a perfect midpoint. See, bisecting an angle isn't just about making it smaller, it's about finding its exact line of symmetry with absolute mathematical certainty. This skill is a real powerhouse. The logic here is it's beautiful. The first arc makes sure points D and E are the exact same distance from the corner B. Then, when we draw the next two arcs from D and E, the spot where they cross, point P, is created to be the exact same distance from both of them. Because of that, it has to lie on the line that cuts the angle perfectly in half. It's simple, it's elegant, and it's foolproof. So with these two tools in our kit, copying and bisecting, we're now ready to level up. We can stop just manipulating existing angles and actually start creating them from scratch. Okay, this is where the fun really starts. We're going to take our new toolkit and construct some of the most famous and useful angles in all of geometry. And we're going to do it starting with nothing more than a single straight line. So, why 60 degrees? Well, it's because it's the most natural angle for a compass. Think about it. When you draw an arc from a point and then use that same compass setting to make another arc from the edge of the first one, the 3 points you've made form a perfect equilateral triangle. And guess what? Every single angle in an equilateral triangle is exactly 60 degrees. It's kind of built in. Just take a look at this. It's a perfect illustration of how our tools all work together. So, how do you think we get from that 60-degree angle on the left to the 30-degree angle on the right? If you're thinking we just used our angle bisector tool, you have hit the nail on the head. That's exactly right. And there it is, right from the source. It's a simple two-step process. First, we construct a perfect 60-degree angle. Then, we apply our second tool to chop it in half, and we're left with a perfect 30-degree angle. You see, each new thing we create is built right on top of the last one. It's all about building blocks. Okay, this is it, the big one, the answer to the question we asked right at the beginning. Using only our ruler and our compass, we are about to construct a flawless, perfect 90-degree angle. And the method is it's so clever. We start by making our 60-degree mark, just like we learned. Then, without changing the compass, we swing another arc to make a 120-degree mark. Well, where's 90 degrees? It's exactly halfway between 60 and 120, so we just bisect the angle between them, and boom, a perfect right angle. Brilliant. So we've gotten pretty good at angles. We can copy them, cut them in half, build them from nothing. Now let's apply that same powerful logic to mastering lines. The principles are going to feel very familiar, but the target's a little different. Let me introduce you to one of the most powerful tools in our entire kit,
This is the perpendicular bisector, and it does two incredible jobs at once. It finds the exact midpoint of any line segment, and it draws a line through it at a perfect 90-degree angle. It's a real workhorse.
The logic here is just so satisfying. By drawing those big arcs from both ends of the line, the 2 points where they cross, P and Q, are guaranteed to be the exact same distance from both B and C. And a line drawn through those 2 points, well, it has to be the line of perfect symmetry. It's just beautiful. Okay, the moment has finally arrived. We've gathered all our tools, we can copy angles, we can bisect them, we can build perfect 30, 60, and 90-degree angles from scratch, and we can find the perfect center of any line. Now, let's combine all of these skills to construct a true masterpiece. I want you to think of it like a recipe. What are the ingredients for a perfect square? Well, you need 4 equal sides and 4 perfect 90-degree angles. And guess what? We now have the tools to create every single one of those ingredients with absolute precision. So, here's the blueprint. And yeah, it might look a little complex at first glance, but I promise you, every single arc and every single line on there is a step that we have already mastered together. We're about to put everything we've learned into one perfect shape. This just shows the whole process beautifully. Step 1, that's our ruler. Step 2, there's our 90-degree angle construction. Step 3, we use the compass to make sure that second side is the exact same length. And step 4, the grand finale, we use the compass again from 2 different points to pinpoint the exact location of that final corner. And there you have it, perfection. And that's really the journey, isn't it? We started with a simple question, and by building just one skill on top of another, we ended up with one of the most fundamental shapes in the entire universe. It's a truly beautiful system, where these incredibly complex results emerge from just a few simple, elegant rules. But here's a fascinating final thought. As powerful as these tools are, they have limits. For centuries, some of the greatest minds in history tried to solve ancient problems like squaring the circle using only a compass and a straight edge. They tried and tried, only to eventually prove that it was literally impossible. So it leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What other perfect shapes lie just beyond the reach of these simple, perfect tools?